Hi everybody, thanks for tuning into this video. So today I will be talking about tips and tricks on how to navigate Rome. So I'm guessing if you are watching this video, you either have an idea about traveling to Rome, or if you already have your trip planned, or if you're just like fantasizing about places to see around the world, this is the video for you. So recently, so I just got back from a full semester of interning in Prague. I did a full-time social media internship when I was there for college credit, and during that time I had the opportunity to travel around to see different places. And my trip to Rome was really special because my mom got to come up and we got to go to Rome together. So like all things when you're traveling, and if you're new to traveling, especially going to a new place, you will be running into a lot of curveballs, let's just say. So after spending a weekend in Rome and I guess had a little bit of time to reflect about it, I thought I'd make a video to talk about some tips and tricks about how to navigate the city, especially a big city that is full of tourists and lots of things to do. So if you ever heard about Rome or even just seen pictures of it, you know that it's such an ancient, beautiful, historic city that is just full of so much rich architecture, so much art, and a lot of faith is involved in it too because the Vatican City is located in Rome. So I knew that it was something that I really wanted to check out while I was abroad in Europe, and just because, you know, you've heard so many cool things about Rome, the city, the people, the food, and just literally everything about it. So before we went to Rome, I did some research just to kind of plan and see what we wanted to see that weekend while we were there. So my mom and I only had one weekend because, like I said, I was doing a full-time internship, so I didn't have a lot of time to take off during the week, but I was able to take the weekends off, obviously, and then go travel. So we had around like 48 hours in Rome that we wanted to just like pack everything in, and I was like, okay, I think I should make like a rough plan of what we wanted to do. And that brings me to my first tip, and that is to make a plan. So even if you are not like a planner, you're not a type A person, totally fine, no judgment here, but I am just saying, in my opinion, I feel like if you are going to travel to Rome, you should make a plan, or even just like a loose itinerary of what you want to do, an idea of what you want to see. And I highly recommend making a plan because, one, it is so busy in Rome, and two, don't spend your whole trip waiting in lines. So what I did was that I just went online, Googled things to do in Rome, literally. And then like a lot of things popped up. I kind of made like, put a star or like made a note about like things that me and my mom wanted to see. But overall, there is literally so many things to see in Rome. And honestly, when I was trying to make a plan, it was kind of overwhelming because I was like, well, what do I prioritize? What do we really want to see? And now, like afterwards, reflecting back from the weekend, there are only like, you know, if you're going to spend 48 hours there, there are like a couple of big things that you want to see. And number one, and the first thing that we went to was the Colosseum. So the Roman Colosseum is really just like a grand historical piece of architecture made by man that is just huge, first of all, and just such a sight to check out. But the thing about the Colosseum is that you have to have a reserved time to be able to visit. So I looked online, and when it said that, I was like, oh, so I should buy my ticket. So going back to why you should plan for this, because you need a reservation to get into the Colosseum. And for the Colosseum, for when we bought our tickets, what we did was that we went on getyourguide.com and searched like packages, or just like booked a reservation through getyourguide.com. And I will leave everything down in the description box, and I will also link the blog that I wrote on Rome so you can have that handy. And unless you want to refer back to this video, that's totally fine too, but I'll have everything down in this description box that you can refer back to. We were also able to use getyourguide.com for a lot of other things that we saw, such as our tickets to the Vatican City, which was amazing, just so spectacular, and I'm sure I'll be rolling pictures as we talk here, but it was just so breathtaking in every way. And let me tell you, one of the most breathtaking things about the Vatican City museums was the line. Oh my goodness, I have never seen such a big line of people lined up to see something at 8:30 a.m. And we went in November, so like mid-November. It's I don't even know when their peak season is, but it was so busy. So, if you want to save yourself some time of not waiting in line, and it was raining too, so people were like literally standing in the rain, waiting in line for hours. So we bought our package to skip the line and our entry ticket, and that included a audio guide of the museums. But we didn't know that until later. But it's fine because I'll be telling you another tip that we used to navigate the museums. So for our tickets, we got those, like I said, a package on getyourguide.com, and we were literally able to walk past this huge line of people and cut right in the front to the Vatican museums, and it was honestly kind of a cool thing to just be able to be like, and walk through that line of people and just like cut in line and then just go right in. When you enter the museums, you'll go through security, and you will be able to redeem your tickets to actually get into the museum and redeem your audio guide package. Which brings me to my next tip. Tip number 2. To navigate the Vatican museums, you want the voiceover for sure, or the audio guide that they come with, just because there is so many things to see. And I get it, like I know that sometimes it's kind of annoying or just kind of like gimmicky going with big tour groups and traveling in a pack, instead of just like wanting to go out and explore on your own. But it is really helpful to have an audio guide because there's so much history and so much like context behind these art pieces, sculptures, buildings that like if you were going to pay to go check out the Vatican museums, I highly suggest that that was something that you don't miss out on. Like most of it can be easily interpreted, but for me personally, I love history. I am a huge fan of it, so it was really cool for me to be able to like listen and really guide myself through it. So, if you didn't want to pay for the audio guide, I know that, like everything, it comes with a fee. This couple that we met in our hotel told me about a audio guide by Rick Steves, Rick Steves is a guy who writes all of the travel books and has just a bunch of different series of places that he's traveled to. But I didn't know that he also had like podcasts and audio recordings of the places that he's gone to. So when this couple told me about it, they told me to go on pbs.com, look up Rick Steves, and there it was, literally a whole list of like all of his travels recorded, and it was like a free audio guide for the Vatican museums. And the couple was listening to the audio tour after they've done it because they recently just found out, and it was already after they did the tour. So they told us about it, and I was able to pull it up on my phone, put in my put in my AirPods, and share one with my mom. So like I had one and then she had one, and literally just like walk through the museum while Rick Steves was like talking about everything that we saw. And it was so cool because it was just like, it was guided, so I moved with the pieces that he talked about, so I wasn't just like spinning in circles and just like looking at everything. So it was a really cool thing to do, and it was free. The one thing that I recommend was that I had it pulled up on my phone, and sometimes when I would go into some of these parts of the buildings, the service would cut out, so I highly recommend downloading it ahead of time. This way you have it ready to go, ready to download, and you can just walk through the museums with it. And like I said, I'll have that link down below so you can just pull it up and have it ready with you. So tip number 3 about getting around in Rome is that I found that the most efficient way of transportation was actually walking around on foot. So It can be a lot of walking, especially if you plan on just seeing so many things at once, trying to pack it all in. Highly recommend a good pair of walking shoes. And like I said, the best way to see the city is by walking. So we were able to walk from the Vatican Museums all the way back to our hotel, which is right by the Trevi Fountain. And it was like an hour and 15 minutes because the weather wasn't great. But if the weather was nice, and it would have been such a beautiful walk. We got to walk past a castle, we got to walk past a bridge, the Roman forums, and a whole bunch of other things that all just literally, I'm not good at Italian, so I won't make you suffer through my butchered pronunciations, but I'll have everything literally linked down below like I said, and you can check out my blog for everything that we saw. But literally Rome was just such an amazing weekend, and there's literally so many things in it that you can see. So walking is the best way to see everything, and it's just so cool. And plus you are literally surrounded by the best pasta, the best pizza, gelato, and just super friendly, outgoing people. Oh yeah, and the best wine. Don't forget about the wine. So that was a really quick and easy like breakdown of what to see and like tips for navigating the city of Rome in Italy. But like I said, like this is just speaking from my personal experience and just some things that I wish I would have known before I went to the city. So if you found this video helpful, give it a big thumbs up and leave any comments down below of the next place you want to travel to, or some favorite things or your favorite things that you saw if you ever went to Rome, and I would love to read those down below. So make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. I'll be posting more videos each week about my travels and tips and tricks to navigate each city, just because I think it's really helpful to come from another perspective and to just ease some of that worries if you are nervous about traveling to a new place. But you shouldn't be, because it's so cool, and literally your worldview just expands by so much, and you come back with just a full head and a full heart of memories and wonderful things that you've experienced. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!